There may be an explanation, Tony, for the terrible SeaWorld tragedy earlier this week in Orlando. According to several reports.
Let us stop for 1 second to explain this. This thing is huge. Everybody's talking about the Shamu
Knocked
situation.
you off the front pages.
Yeah, his timing was good.
According to Kerry Sanders' report on the Today Show and others, Tilly, the male killer whale who pulled his 40-year-old female trainer into the water and drowned her, Tilly had silently raging hormones.
It's just, when I heard this morning, when I heard Kerry Sanders, who's a very good correspondent for Today, talk about the fact that the theory was that the killer whale's hormones were silently raging, I have to admit I started to laugh. Because I said, what are you talking about? The hormonal reaction by a whale? What are we? What
well, listen,
is that?
This is good for women who have silently raging hormones all the time. We could get away with murder.
I don't think Tilly's getting away with it.
Tilly was SeaWorld's #1 breeding stud. He was often housed in isolation. Some experts believe that the stress due to those raging hormones may have caused the tragedy. Tilly's background, by the way, very interesting, and it's beginning
how
to
do they know
emerge
these
the details.
Why would how would you know? How would anybody know that a whale had raging hormones?
Do we believe that the whale understood that humans can't breathe underwater?
No. It's an animal.
It's just
a wild
taking her
animal.
Play and took her down too far and held her down too long.
We need to know about this killer whale.
If he wanted
There's
to kill her,
interesting
he'd have eaten
details about Tilly's background that have emerged. First of all, he was captured off of Iceland, in waters off of Iceland back in 1983.
Okay.
Immediately placed into a breeding program, and over the years has sired 17 calves, 10 of which are still alive, making him the most successful orca father in captivity.
What is he like?
In fact,
bold ruler?
Pretty much.
Is that pretty much what it is?
In fact, he's the only captive killer whale grandfather.
Wow. And so does the whole family gather around every once in a while
for
and
parties
they
and
have
haulidays?
Cakes?
A very damning comment.
Wait, I guess they don't bring out Fudgy the whale.
Let's just go back. Right. Let's go back for a second.
Yes.
This great successful breeder that he is, well, that's a pretty low bar because there are probably no other killer whales that do this,
17 in 20
right?
years is pretty good.
At 17, that's a pretty hefty pull on his part.
It's like he's doubling Travis Henry at that point.
Again, I want to get to how we know that he has raging hormones.
Well, let me just say that
I think it was all in the deposition.
By the way, Jack Hanna is currently on MSNBC being interviewed with us, and he's wearing not only the shirt
hat
that they wear, but the hat, he's Crocodile Dundee.
Why? I can't.
More news on this whale situation, Tony. A very damning comment if this case were to ever go to trial from
wait, if it's going to go to trial?
Well, I mean, he did commit a crime.
What?
Richard
Poseidon
Ellis
would preside over
Richard Ellis is a marine biologist at the American Museum of Natural History right here in Washington. Ellis believes that Tilly's actions were, quote, premeditated and intentional. He decided to do this as opposed to keep swimming around in circles, closed quote, according to Richard Ellis. Damning testimony indeed for premeditated murder.
How much will do you think that a whale has? How much cognitive will do you think a whale has? And a whale says, you know what? I'm angry now. I'm taking her out.
20 years in this cage.
Come on. This is craziness. This is too many people watching Bambi. Or those what's that little dog movie, The Lady and the Tramp?
Benji?
This is not or Free Willy. And apparently they're making another Free Willy right now. This is not, why would anybody believe this is how whales think? That whales think at all? Raging hormone defense?
When you see what she made him go through just for a whole fish.
She gave him fish.
I'd have been angry too.
She gave him fish is all she did.
Yeah. Tiny fish, too. They're like the equivalent of like a cat treat.
So what's going to happen?
Like a top.
Well, that's the.
Are they going to kill the whale?
I don't think they're going to.
No, they can't.
But
do that.
this Richard Ellis comment can't help his cause.
He's a killer whale. How could they kill
a
killer whale for killing?
They would kill. They kill wild animals. They'd kill a cougar. They'd kill
they'd kill a bear.
Chimpanzee.
I guess they're figuring that the whale will never have human contact again. They'll be sent to some sort of isolated, netted island, where it just swims around forever.
Give it to China. They'll tear it up. Maybe they could write it off against the debt.
If you want to talk about this, you want to talk seriously about this, and you want to sort of anthropomorphize a whale and say that the whale did this deliberately, then wouldn't you be worried? Since this whale has killed 3 times, wouldn't you be worried about the genetic pass-along to whatever offspring he sired?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be?
Sure.
If you believe this what I think is nonsense.
Whole generation of flesh-eating whales.
Right, I think it's nonsense.
You'd have to be concerned about the 10 that are still alive that he bred.
And what are you going to do? You're going to test them?
And the
You're gonna lie
grandkids.
detector tests? Right, and the grandson or
the
grand
I'd
grandwhales.
certainly like to see their records, see if they've killed.
What else do we have? This is just crazy.
Actually, there's a gentleman named Queequeg who's actually offered up
right.
to adopt it.
I'll never wear a ponytail around a whale. I'll
What-
tell you
what-
that.
what happened when-
Oh, he grabbed her by the ponytail.
Really?
Yeah.
So then Colin Farrell would be in trouble from Crazy Heart. He'd be in real trouble because he's got a ponytail.
This is the Tony Kornheiser Show on ESPN 980.